Hi guys, my name is Ben Eskenazi, and I did my TED Talk on Danica Patrick. I wanted to start off my video with a clip from an ESPN and Marvel film entitled One of One, Genesis.
Confidence.
For those of you tuning in to catch the buzz that is Danica Patrick, welcome, and she is definitely worth the price of admission.
I've been racing now for almost 23 years, and I don't think that one can get to this position without that sort of killer instinct, that internal drive.
What are you going to do today? You're going to win.
Racing Danica Patrick right now sits in fifth place. Very comfortable, Scott. Very patient.
She does what she wants to do, does it well. She's in a game that not very many women are in. She's not fearful of stepping out of the boundaries that normal people think girls, women should do.
You know, there's no women in the NBA, there's no women in the NFL, there's no women playing against men in the top level of any sport. There's a lot of people don't think she should be there.
And there's a level of satisfaction to accomplish the things that you want to, because nobody sets the goals higher than I do.
Danica Patrick she's Black Widow. Black Widow, beautiful woman, but somebody who's underestimated because of her beauty. A lot of people have seen Danica Patrick do magazine spreads and think there was this rush to put her in the box as being the it girl from a physical standpoint. Anybody who's seen her on the track, seen her behind the scenes, managing her team, she's fiery, she's competitive, dare I say mean. And those are qualities and attributes that women just aren't supposed to have.
A lot of people think you made a hell of a point today, for the females. Just what's your take on all that?
I made a hell of a point for anybody. You kidding me? I came to the pack like twice.
Just a little clip to get us started there. Now, sorry about that. This is kind of how it's been for Danica since she became a professional race car driver in 2005, constantly being compared to the males in her profession, underestimated because of her beauty, it girl, pushing the boundaries. These are just some of the thousands of quotes used to describe her as she pursues her first victory in the NASCAR circuit. Throughout her career, Danica has been subjected to stereotypes, inappropriate interview questions, and critics who doubt her abilities. The media has followed her every step of the way, and her exposure through media is a huge reason why she has become a household name. Now, you would think that by now, Danica should have shut down the stereotype that women can't drive. She was constantly placing in the IndyCar series and was the first woman to lead a lap in the Indianapolis 500 back in 2005. After switching to stock cars, she won the time trials at the 2013 Daytona 500, becoming the first woman to win the pole position at the famous NASCAR event. According to NASCAR.com, she currently sits in 29th place in the Monster Energy Series. Still, though, some members of the media and even some other drivers on the track believe that she is incapable of winning a race. NASCAR legend Richard Petty said that he doesn't believe that NASCAR is a sport for women, and his son said that the only reason she is getting this much attention is because she is a woman. Now, instead of getting on the Pettys for making these sexist remarks, the media instead asks the questions, are they right? Now, that's something that I believe is unacceptable. When a famous athlete says that they have a problem with the progress of women in professional sports, it's them that should have to answer all the questions. A couple I have in mind are, exactly how close-minded are you? Or, how scared are you that you are going to get beat by a girl? Now, let me be clear. I don't necessarily disagree with the statement that Danica gets as much attention as she does because she is a woman. The woman is a marketing machine. She has most female followers of the largest spectator sport in the U.S. rooting for her. I even believe the fact that the reason Stewart Haas signed her to their racing team is because they know she will make them a lot of money. For them, she doesn't even have to win races to make money, and if she does, it's just a bonus. But to say that she doesn't belong is not only unfair, but it's also inaccurate. What I do disagree with, however, is the way that Danica is marketed. I believe that when a female athlete starts posing half nude in any magazine, she is making a choice to take the attention away from her abilities and onto her attributes. When she first came onto the scene, she was sponsored by GoDaddy.com, and this was one of her first commercials.
Do you have any idea how fast you... Hey, I know you. Yeah. You're that GoDaddy girl. I love GoDaddy.com domain names, websites, hosting. I know. Can't believe it, right? All for less than $1 a month. Affirmative, you know. I've always wanted to be a GoDaddy. Well, you seem to have what it takes, man. I definitely have what it takes. Uh-huh. Yes, you do. Hello, music. Does your neck hurt from that? Not on the glass. Well, you definitely have what it takes to be a GoDaddy girl, but I'm still writing you a speaking ticket. Huh? I take my job very seriously. Have a good day.
I think you get the point. So even though it wasn't her that was dancing on the hood of a car and on a speed limit sign, still inappropriate for a female athlete to be in that type of commercial, if you ask me. Now in 2008, Danica was the first race car driver, male or female, to appear in the magazine FHM. Danica was dressed only in red leather underwear with her legs spread on the hood of a car. The pictures were accompanied by an interview where she answered questions like, "Is your underwear flame retardant?" And "Are there times of the month when you are a more aggressive or angry driver?" Now we can say that the media is portraying her to be a sex object rather than an athlete, but you can't tell me she doesn't have some choice in how she's marketed. If she was told she absolutely had to do that commercial, she could still say no, even though it may mean the end of her sponsorship. If she was that great of a driver, or felt that strongly about how she was perceived in the media and by young girls, then she shouldn't have any problem turning down that commercial. Instead, she continually subjects herself to these racy commercials, interviews, and photo shoots. When I decided to base my video on Danica Patrick, the first thing I did was go onto the popular search engine Bing and type in her name. Her stats popped up on the left side of the screen, and on the right were an assortment of pictures under which read model. Not professional race car driver, model. If you go under Google Images, there are a couple of pictures of Danica in her racing gear, but most of them are her half-dressed. Originally, I was going to make this video from the perspective that the media treats her unfairly and labels her by her looks rather than by her profession. After doing a lot of research, I now think that the media treats her exactly the way she wants to be treated. She wants to be seen as a sex symbol so that she can appeal to the heterosexual male watching these programs so that the companies that sponsor her racing team will make money. So if we want to change the way in which athletes are perceived, the athletes have to change the way that they allow themselves to be marketed. If you are that talented of an athlete, you will be successful and you will make your money. You should not need to sell your body to make yourself famous or to make yourself money. That is not what you worked for all those hours in the gym, in film sessions, and during competitions for. If people refuse to recognize you for your talent, then you have to believe that it is better to just be unrecognized. I know that's wishful thinking, turning down those millions of dollars, but in order for change to take place, this is how all female athletes must think and must act. When marketers and the media are willing to give them positive representation commercials and magazines, then we can see a positive change. Until then, athletes such as Danica Patrick, who should be considered a feel-good story and an underdog, will be considered women fighting to survive in a man's world. Since joining NASCAR in 2012, Danica Patrick has started in over 160 races. She has 0 wins, 0 top 5 finishes, and only 6 top 10 finishes in her career. In fact, in that time, she has only led for 57 laps in those 160 plus races. However, Danica does not need to lead or win these races to make an important and substantial impact on NASCAR and on professional sports. All she needs to do is stand up for herself and ask other female athletes to do the same. My name is Ben Eskenazi. This has been my TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed.